Today we're digging into how one of India's financial giants, Bajaj Finserv, is going all in on artificial intelligence. I mean, they're betting their entire future on it, and it's completely changing their business from the inside out. And to really get a sense of what's happening, we've got to start with a couple of numbers.
Okay, first up, look at this. 10.7 million. That's how many new loans Bajaj Finserv processed in just one quarter. That is an absolutely staggering volume of business. But, the real question is, how fast are they doing it?
Get this, 30 seconds. Seriously. In the amount of time it takes you to scroll through a few posts on your phone, they can take a loan application all the way from start to finish. It's almost hard to believe. 30 seconds.
Which, of course, brings us to the real question here. How is a company this massive, with more than 100 million customers, moving at the speed of a tiny startup? Well, the answer is a quiet revolution that's been happening on the inside.
And that revolution? Yeah, it's being powered by AI. So let's break down how they've turned artificial intelligence into their new engine, starting by completely reinventing how they operate internally.
And we're not talking about some future plan. This is happening right now. For example, 85% of their marketing content is already being generated by AI. That means they can personalize campaigns at a scale that was just impossible before. They're even using conversational AI to negotiate and finalize loans with customers, not just in English and Hindi, but with plans to expand to 10 languages. And get this, the tech is so efficient it's making tiny investments, like 100 rupees, actually profitable by basically getting rid of the transaction costs.
Just to be clear, this is not some small experiment. We are talking about 25,000 loans every single month being handled completely by AI, from the very first hello to the final money transfer. This is AI operating at an absolutely massive scale. So, after proving just how powerful AI can be inside their own company, Bajaj is making a huge pivot. They're making a shift from just using AI to becoming a major investor in the whole AI ecosystem.
And they are not messing around. They've just announced a new platform that's looking to raise up to $1 billion. $1 billion. All for alternative investments with a laser focus pointed right at AI companies. That is a massive bet.
So how are they going to spend all that cash? Well, they've got this really smart two-part strategy. See, on one side, they're launching a formal alternative investment fund, or an AIF, to back the bigger, more mature AI companies that are already scaling up. And on the other side, they're using their own money to make direct bets on promising, early-stage startups, giving them not just cash, but access to actual, real-world problems to solve. Now, you might be hearing AIF and wondering what that is. Think of it like this. It's a special kind of investment fund that goes beyond the usual stocks and bonds. It's for making big strategic bets on things like private companies, startups, and real estate. Basically, it's about getting in on the ground floor of what could be the next big thing.
Of course, anytime you talk about this level of AI and automation, there's a huge elephant in the room. What does this mean for people's jobs, right? Is this whole thing a threat, or is it actually an opportunity?
The company's own chairman, Sanjeev Bajaj, he meets this head-on. He actually calls AI the single biggest opportunity as well as a potential threat. He's acknowledging that tension at the very heart of this huge technological shift. And this really paints a picture of how the workforce is going to have to evolve. So yeah, some of those repetitive, operational jobs, even some middle management supervision, those might become redundant. But in their place, skills like creativity, innovation, and real strategic thinking are becoming way more valuable. It's a fundamental shift away from just doing tasks to actually creating and strategizing. And here's the really optimistic, long-term vision they're putting out there. What if AI handles all the routine, boring stuff? Well, maybe the future of work isn't about unemployment, but about a 3- or 4-day work week. That could free up people to be more creative, spend time with family, pursue other interests, which could, in turn, create whole new industries we can't even imagine yet.
So you have to ask, why is all this happening so incredibly fast in India specifically? Well, a huge part of the answer comes down to a really unique advantage the country has been building for about a decade. It all comes down to something called digital public infrastructure, or DPI. What is that? Basically, they're massive tech platforms like the UPI payment system you probably use all the time, that the government built and now lets private companies plug into for free. It's like a foundational layer for anyone to build and innovate on top of.
And this digital highway built by the government is exactly what lets a company like Bajaj Finserv roll out new AI-powered services to millions and millions of people at unbelievable speed and super low cost. It's a massive advantage that a lot of their Western counterparts just can't replicate.
So, all of this leads us to the final, really grand vision for Bajaj Finserv. It's more than just a new strategy. It's a complete reimagining of what a financial services company even is in the age of AI.
And I think this quote from the chairman just sums it up perfectly. He says they are moving beyond deploying algorithms to backing intelligence at scale. I mean, think about that. It's a huge shift from just using software to actively investing in the very intelligence that is going to power our future.
Which leaves us with this one big, fascinating question to think about. As the lines between finance and artificial intelligence completely disappear, is the future going to be built by scrappy innovators in a garage, or is it going to be bought and scaled by giant investors who have the capital to own the entire ecosystem?